opening up the road closure on 84th Street. I'm sure a lot of us are well versed in this topic. I believe familiar with this as anyone. I've spoken with all three attorneys, the two attorneys representing the developer, one of which resides in South Miami. The other used to reside in South Miami, does a lot of work in South Miami. And also the third attorney who's representing a group of residents that are opposing the project. Neither side wants to open that street closure. That street closure is a concern in terms of safety, traffic, quality of life, property values, hence taxes to the city. So what happened was when the developer submitted the proposal, it was actually a county requirement. The developer or the development had no interest in opening up the road. It was a county requirement because the road isn't closed or listed as closed on a single county map. And then when the developer opposed it, the county said, well, you'll have to get a variance if you want to remove that from the application. And now the county's backed off of that, but it's not the developer's interest to open the road, and they already are opposing the county, and the county is the county's in support of not opening the road. But in addition, the item was deferred, so there won't be any hearing tomorrow. You could show up, but the county's not going to hear it. Right, it's requested to be deferred, but it will be deferred. So I don't know if the commission wants to have a conversation regarding this, or I don't think anyone's in favor of opening the road, but not only are we opposed to it and the residents, but the development group is as well. And do you want to confirm the deferral for the information?
We have a copy of, and I think I had the clerk send it out. I don't remember if I saw it go or not, but we have a copy of the letter that the attorneys for the project developer sent to the county asking it to be deferred. 99.999% chance it will be deferred, and so they're therefore not heard on Thursday. The issue is they're trying to work. They want the time between now and whenever it gets rescheduled, probably next month, to work with the residents and try and see if they can get to Kumbaya with everybody before they go back. So that's my understanding of where it is.
Does anyone want
Is it necessary?
Yeah, I mean, essentially, the developers were initially told that in order not to have the road open, they would have to request a variance. And they said, well, maybe, we can set the project approval, work on that later. And the attorney for the resident said, I think it needs to get worked on now before this happens. So I guess that's when they decided to just slow down a little bit and see if they could work with the county to keep the road closed in some way, shape, or form.
Mr. Mayor?
Yeah.
On the site plan, the developer indicated that the barrier would be removed. If the developer did not want the barrier removed, he wouldn't have drawn it on the site plan. Yes, it is in the developer's interest to open it, and yes, it's in the neighborhood's interest to keep it closed. If they want kumbaya, don't try to open the road.
I think they figured that out.
Right. And that was the request of the county. And what I'm going to recommend is, I know we all are very righteous and we all have a little fight in us and we like to react, but sometimes it's better to let the dust settle, and instead of reacting with a lawsuit or firing back, let's try to work this out. It's in everyone's interest, and the county's willing to back off the requirement to open up the road as well, which is my understanding. And like I said, it's developers don't have an interest, and it's not in their interest to open it. So let's see if this is something that we can work out as a commission and through communication and through maybe we can authorize our city manager to have conversations with the attorneys on both sides before we start passing legislation to oppose it.
I disagree that it's not in the developer's interest to open up Southwest 84th Street from his project, the traffic from his project going on there, and then continuing eastbound to Southwest 67th Avenue.
Let me put it this way: it's not in any developer's interest to have the public opposing a project, and there's 10 times more opposition opposing the road opening than there is the project itself. So the developer wants as little opposition to that project as possible, and
The
it's also
developer,
it's an additional expense for the developer to open the road, and it wasn't in their initial proposal.